First, now you have started writing rightly. You can recognize, at least, no animals can recognize their problem. They have a pain, they cry, but they don't say, no, I have a pain. If they recognize I have a pain, it is already separate. So they are human beings. So, first thing first, you have to continue write just before going to sleep. Write down how many times, anxiety, what you did. Did you apply the Eastern wisdom? Yes, I applied it. And then, oh, I succeeded. No, I didn't apply. Why didn't apply? Lack of awareness. I didn't remember. I forget that peace is my nature. But why I forget it? Default mind took over. It created a mask. So it created a mask, then I don't remember. When I don't remember, it's gone. Eastern wisdom is all about knowledge, understanding, nothing to do with cult, dogma, belief, blind belief, nothing else. But we can only become aware if I am a seeker. If I'm you are doing it. We are 100% seeker. How? By following the four steps. Stage number one. So intuitively, I figured out that we should change this format, and today we are going to take up each and everything at the subtler level. First thing is self consciousness, self awareness. That is why I gave you aware practice, poise practice, first three steps that I have to shift. I have to shift my mind from anxiety present here, fear, frustration to the body. That I fail to, when you fail to do it, then you will say, I am this guy, I'm young guy, I have lot of frustration, I cannot manage it. Are you getting it? Now you are listening, you are full of aware. This is a note taker. It comes on its own according to its time at 5 exactly. Brief. And then we will go and analyze and reflect each and every statement that you have written. It is good. At least you are becoming aware that what is happening to your mind, what is happening to your impulsive mind. Keep writing it. Keep writing it. When you keep writing it, the more you become aware. And then we will follow the Eastern wisdom. Human birth first, and then we will analyze it. I just gave you an introduction. So, a human birth, I'm a human being, means what? Did I choose I'm a human being? Yes, I choose. I walk on two legs. No, no. When you are frustrated, when you are anxious, as a human being, you have separated. I'm in anxiety, this is a thought, this is a feeling, and separate from me. Did you say it? No, I didn't say it. So the frustration will continue. Anxiety will continue. It is a thought of frustration. I'm separate from it. Do you see the gap between intellectual understanding and experiential knowledge? Just now, at one, I had an acute pain and I had an appointment with the teeth. And human being, I'm a human being, I have a choice. Yes, I'm going there. First, I will ask the doctor to just check it, correct it. But if I continue to follow the impulsive mind of the pain, then what I will say, doctor is crazy. He doesn't know what to do. He created lot of pain. What should I do? Let me sleep. Sleep? You can't get to sleep in pain. Or let me take a cup of coffee. Coffee will not help me. You see, from one thought to the second thought to the third thought and fourth. Ah, deluded mind, false I has taken over you, then we are not a human being. Did you get it? I have to use the thought. When you are frustrated, start thinking. Thinking in line with the Eastern wisdom. Or once you find it, once you become a human being, this is the thought of frustration, this is the thought of anxiety, I'm separate from it. Oh, let me do Mangalacharan, let me do aware practice, let me shift my mind to the body. Check the place, position, posture, sensation, comfort, and steadiness, and observer and observed. The moment you are separate from the observed, you have minimized the pain. If it is, you have the frustration already dissolved. That is the life of a seeker. Remember, recall. If not, then keep repeating loudly any mantra, Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. Mentally or loudly, Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. Until you find there is an observer and observed. These emotional problems, challenges can slip instantly, dissolve. I am human being and recognize all experiences taking place in my mind, and mind is not me, hence the content of the mind is not me. What is the content? Frustration. I'm not going two steps deeper, I'm just making you aware. So when you apply these mental thinking, conscious thinking, what frustrates me is the problem, and after some time, default mind drops and frustration dissolves. You did nothing. You did nothing to the frustration. So it means the frustration belongs to the false I. So when you achieve some success, you can say that is the second step is the mental maturity of a human mind. It takes over the deluded mind. You have to simply, your deluded mind should dissolve and it should be replaced by a discerning mind. You are free. And then you recognize, oh, peace is my nature. If peace and happiness is my nature, if you have understood intellectual understanding, external satsang, internal you contemplate and reflect. So you have contemplated and reflected. What will happen? My goal is to recognize peace and happiness are already present in me. So this is a recognition plus an experience. Frustration, anxiety on the surface, it is a mask. I'm not the mask. Yes, it demands a discipline. Some people can achieve very fast. Others have lot of accumulated impressions and it takes time. It takes time. That is what that is what is the now you are logical, it's very good. I appreciate you have to write the same format because we are not able to go deeper Well, you have written a weekly report. No, you write every day, okay, this is what happened, but you have to work on it. Now, see, factor check. 4 factors. You are clearly using human birth for self study, practice, and reflection on frustration instead of just complaining. You are complaining to yourself. You're not complaining to your friend or to your anyone. You are complaining to yourself. You have become a complaint box. Frustration will not go. It will go on its own, default mind. Now you are sleeping, you have changed it. But in a Eastern wisdom, in the moment of a lecture, the choice, I am a human being, I can choose peace over frustration. I am simply saying you say it mentally. How can you say? If you remember, then only you can say. If the frustration has taken over you and you forget everything. You forget everything. How can you remember? How can you remember if you are doing the practice regularly? That is the only way. And consistently listening and learning from the teacher. You see what I say? I am a human being. I can choose peace over frustration. I can choose peace over pain. So I have chosen it. So now pain is there, but it is not impacting me. As a human being, I am aware. I am an observer of the pain. And then I went and he said, no, I need some adjustment. Let me adjust. And he did it. You did not explicitly separate, oh, this is a thought of frustration and I am separate from it. Or once you remember, now you are at your home, follow any practice, either it's a Mangalacharan or aware or place, position, posture, sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Then you move to the poise or observer and observe, pick up any, whatever you remember. Stage 1, gap here, forgetting that I am a human being in the heat of the moment. That is the problem. Now understand the second out of the 4 step in the stage 1, inner strength and mental maturity. You noticed, you reflected after the fact, and you even sat for 15 minutes. That's already maturity compared to pure reactivity. Frustration, engagement, totally, if your mind is constantly moving into that frustration and anxiety, there is no mental maturity. You have noticed, you reflected the fact, you even sat for a few minutes. That is already a maturity. And if you lack, then what happened? Mental maturity did not take over the deluded mind. Sometimes it takes time, you can take it takes over after a struggle. Yeah, it's okay. In the beginning, it is okay. But now it must take over sooner or later. How? Only the discerning intellect is required. But it was overtaken by the worry I, false I, deluded mind. All are synonyms. I won't finish my work on time. You see, from frustration, another thought. From this thought to another thought, to the third thought. You did not break the cycle. Are you understanding? We'll go for awakening later, but first, think first. First, I should become a seeker to that level. That is the essence, that is the meaning. Inner adult voice. I can respond, not react. How can I respond? Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Sarvesham. So I feel the place, position, and posture, sensation, comfort, and steadiness, but the mind is hooked to the frustration. I won't finish my work on time. First, you do this. Otherwise, I won't finish my work on time. I did not finish it. Now I have a guilt. Now I could not sleep. The next day I woke up in the morning full of anxiety. So the second step of inner strength or mental maturity means I recognize that one thought of frustration and anxiety will continue to create a chain of the thoughts, and then I will have no choice. Better to break it. How? By thought, conscious. But how you can think? By self-awareness. But if I'm not aware, why I'm not aware? I'm giving a purely logical. Why I'm not aware? Because the impulsive mind has taken over my discerning intellect. Taken over a discerning intellect. It means I'm not a human being. Mental maturity is just a knowledge, it is an understanding. It is not an instant operational strength in that hour. Worry about time, overshadowed. You already wrote inner adult voice. I can respond, not react. Let me use. I have lot of steps at my disposal. Second, so if you compare with the third one, now you have a sattvic and a truth-seeking mind. Your whole reflection and decision to meditate between the lectures is the sign of the third step. My goal is peace and happiness, which is already within, not just finishing task. So the moment I'm in peace and happiness, I can finish the task now. But if I lack it in the class moment, my goal shifted temporarily from recognize peace within to I must fix this concentration or I will fall behind. If you have a thought, I must fix this, you have a thought, I will fall behind, you are already fallen behind. But if I recognize the peace within, you simply raise in your level of awareness, your self-awareness, and you are calm, and let me finish it. That is the third stage. And the fourth one, I have to follow a certain discipline. That is what we discussed. You clearly have a discipline. You have a regular practice. Lacking in that specific classroom, take the situation, event, and discipline of instant redirection. Redirection simply, I know I have understood that the peace and my nature. How come there's a lack of concentration? How come peace? How come? It is within me. I recognize it. I'm simply saying you repeat this thought in your mind and see what happens. I want to know that what happens. You did practice later, and you see, the life changes. First four steps takes 80% of your journey of self-discovery. And we keep our eye on awakening. We are not keeping an eye on the first ladder, second ladder, third, and the fourth. Buddha took 6 years for this preparation. On the 7th year, we have already heard the news, he was sitting under a Bodhi tree. Master guided him mindfulness and he got enlightened. So we keep our eye on the 7th. We did not keep his work for 6 years. It took him 6 years. We declare that Buddha was a great master. He got enlightenment. But it took him 6 years. First step, I'm a human being. I always remember, recognize I can choose peace and happiness now. Second, mental maturity. Did not immediately overrule the deluded worry about my time, frustration, and anxiety. Third step, temporarily forget my true goal and chased my performance, productivity. Productivity and performance will come when you know who you are. When you know that you are frustrated, you are anxious, you are a failure, you are a fearful person, how you can achieve? They have the mask. So if the fear is your essential nature, that means you live with the fear 24 by 7. Do you live with the fear 24 by 7? No. You don't live with the frustration 24 by 7? No. Why no? They are temporary nature. They are the mask. I have to remember it's not an intellectual understanding, it is an awareness. It is a thought of frustration. Okay, I am a human being, I can choose peace. Let me do, and let me do any practice. Sometime you have a higher level of awareness after saying this, and you simply say Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu, it is gone. Sometime place, position, posture, and then sensation, comfort, and steadiness, observer and observed, it is gone. Sometime we need more time, depending on the nature of how intense the deluded mind, the false I, is taking care. Are you clear? You have to listen to it, and I have seen. I told you my master, 6 feet 5 inches, so heavy weight, but he used to give a talk for 5 hours, no movement at all. In the entire, after 5 hours, he used to see that. He used to say, "Oh, come, lift this horse." Horse, he's saying to the body. I'm not the body. And I could see more glow on his face rather than it took time to lift him. 2-3 people used to lift him. And that attracted my attention. I said, oh, the entire journey of the self-discovery is more about knowledge that I'm not the body. I'm not the mind. So if you are not the body and the mind, let the body and the mind be frustrated. I'm not. So we need to have that separation in my head, not outside. If I'm separate outside, then I'm already dead. So it is not outside. In the evening, you wrote, I felt tired and generally unwell, sensation of nausea or dizziness. Further, but I don't remember doing any practices to help. You see how much deep your deluded mind took over you. Now you can recognize. I also felt anxious about a quiz I needed to take, which was transitory. Now look at it. You were anxious about the quiz. quiz even if you know everything. You have done it. You have done the preparation. So this thought will continue to cause you anxiety, duality, and a conflict. And we can get rid of it, what I discussed just now. Sometimes someone didn't reply back to my text right away and I got anxious. I told you this, I gave you this example many a times. And that I said something wrong. Something wrong. I was able to notice that these thoughts were just superficial. Yes, first point, like waves in the ocean. Second point, then check. Mind, are you okay? Do you have a smile on the face? Are you calm? Are you still worried about the text? No. Finished. Yes. Do some practice. So first you recognize you're a human being. Second, you recognize it's a mental immaturity. You did the practice and you move into the discipline. You are free. It takes hardly few minutes to do it. On the 30th, you returned early on the day I was in a class and was nervous. I said something wrong. I recited and became aware that I was not the body or the mind, therefore any criticism is not directed at the real me. And you might have felt good. You might have felt good. That is what I'm saying. I'm simply saying think. Think, then move. 1, 2, 3, 4 step. My classmates are playing a game of tag which I recently became a part of. I was anxious, hyper vigilant that I would get tagged or would somehow get in trouble for playing. I was able to successfully realize the mind was insisting on me, and I insisted back and used my awareness to disrupt the anxiety I was experiencing. I was able to see anxiety as a lesson practice for developing my awareness to. What a beautiful statement. You did it. You should have done it for frustration. You did it. That is what I'm saying you. You recognize, I'm a human being. I have a choice. Animals cannot. Later into the night, I have been experiencing constipation related to a new medication I'm on, which has been slightly worrying for me since I don't want to get off the medication. I didn't do any practice to try and bypass this. You bypass this, it means my deluded mind has taken over you. Now see another way to look at it. I thought better to combine it with the first four. What is the event? Tired, nausea, dizziness, quiz anxiety, no practice used. Not actively remembered. You don't remember actively that I am a human being. You didn't explicitly choose I am a human being. I can choose peace over fatigue and worry. Simply choose, but peace, fatigue is there, yes, but peace is my essential nature. It hides behind, but it is not gone. Second thought. Sarvesham swastirvavatu. Third thought. And you are started raising your awareness. The experience ran as I feel bad, I am anxious. From one thought to the second thought to the third, chain reaction. You did not think, these are the states in the mind, I have to do nothing with it. You did it in the beginning. And then then you remember, maturity of the mind. In turn, inner maturity did not take over the deluded mind. That is why you have a chain of thoughts. Discernment was overridden by discomfort and quiz worry. No conscious Oh, this is the thought of anxiety and wave of bodily sensation. I'm separate from both. This leads to mental maturity. Third is the truth seeking. My aim is inner peace, not just surviving the quiz. Do you want to survive the quiz? A lot of quizzes is going to happen in the future. Such a small thing. Futile thought, useless thought. But quiz has become my life. Is quiz your life? You see that? That is the third step. And the fourth is discipline was absent here. Discipline means, these steps and practices, contemplation and reflection. All four factors were dormant. When you are feeling tired, nausea, dizziness, quiz anxiety, no practice used. Default mind was handling your life. Did you understand? Whether you say default mind, you say false I, it was handling your evening. See another, you wrote it. That's beautiful. You continue to write like this. The more and more you write, you will become more aware. And by repetition, you write, it is a part of contemplation and reflection. Because you reflect and then only you write. But you are reflecting on the anxiety. The time will come, you will start reflecting on the Eastern wisdom. It is gone. Sometime what will happen when you write it, you know the answer. Write it. I should have done it. Then promise to yourself that in the next moment, if that situation arises, I will follow the same. It was in New Jersey. This guy, I was totally aware, and I just he's a big scientist, and I said to him that he always used the word "so nice of you," and I learned it. I absorbed in my expression, "so nice of you." Learning is always available to those people who are human, who claim that they are human beings. And those who are not human beings, their deluded mind takes over. And event, someone didn't text back, anxiety. I said something wrong. You saw the thoughts as superficial waves. You saw it. You saw it. You use the human capacity to notice and choose. These are just thoughts and waves in the ocean. I am the ocean, not the wave. Second step, the mental maturity, overruled the delusion. You allowed the wave but did not fuse with it. This is called the emotional maturity. What else can you say? So clarity is there in the third stage. You spontaneously used wave in the ocean to stay with the truth rather than the story. The story is told by these emotional drama. You applied. What do you apply? You applied this self-awareness. This is the success example to reuse. Nervous in the class, and I did said something wrong. I did some. Come on, even if I did something wrong in that, if one guy reacts to it, I will say, I'm sorry. Don't you want to say, I'm sorry? Yes, I will. I'm always ready as a human being. Where is the problem? So why should I keep on thinking about it? Today I'm just talking about these first four steps, how these four steps works. So nervous, you said something wrong, you recited and became aware, I'm not the body or the mind. Criticism is not directed to the real me. Real me cannot be criticized, it's always in peace. What happens? You have a strong sense you can take over the unwanted, unwelcome thoughts. You explicitly chose the human privilege. I am a human being, not just body and the mind. I can step back into the real self. Mental maturity, inner maturity took over the deluded fear of criticism. Is it not? You shifted from they are attacking me to they may criticize the role, but they cannot criticize my real self. I'm the real self. They may criticize my role. So I will say simply, I will play another role. I'm sorry, finished. Why to carry the burden? How many burdens at this young age you will carry in your life? The mind turns to the self knowledge, means higher awareness, cognitive understanding. I'm not the body and mind. You did right. Rather than spinning stories about classmates, nervousness, wrong, and your mind reminds you of the practices that is already at your disposal. So let me do it. Oh, let me now. May there be peace for me. May there be happiness for all. May there be happiness for me and everyone outside. So instead of scared of being criticized, you see the happiness and the joy in everyone in that situation. And you are free. You restart, you reset your thinking. Anxious, you use very good words, that prompted me to just pick up the stage one. You picked up anxiety, you picked up hyper vigilant, then the mind insists. Mind insists. I'm a human being, let me insist back. Mind insists, let me insist back. Did you understand? Mind is the same. One now, mind is insisting me, deluded mind. I insist back by discerning mind. Can animal do it? No. Can I do it? Yes. I'm a human being. Anxiety about being tagged or getting in trouble. You recognize mind insisting on me. Insisted back and used awareness to disrupt your anxiety and seeing it disrupt your anxiety. You did it. When you did it here, why you didn't do with the frustration? Because you were lacking, you forgetfulness. So you see that first point of this active state. So instead of being only the anxious player, you remembered your capacity to decide how to relate to that experience. You use the human capacity. It's a cognitive understanding. It's a cognitive change. The moment you have a cognitive understanding, it brings you back. and it was very strong. You did exactly what the teaching says. Default mind insists, default discerning intellect insists back. If default mind insists by one set of thought, discerning mind intellect insists back by another set of thoughts. Why? Because of cognitive understanding. Why cognitive understanding? Because of cognitive change. I'm helping you to understand what you did and what you did not do. Are you understanding? Purely logical. And then what happens, because you allow the discerning intellect insist back, you have a very high level of awareness. You may not be aware of that. You explicitly reframe the anxiety as a lesson and practice for developing awareness. You wrote it. You see the beauty. In some cases, you had a beautiful recognition and realization. In other cases, why didn't you do with the frustration? You lived into it. You turned an ordinary campus game into a discipline, awareness, insistence, observer, rather than avoidance or collapse. If you avoid it, if you get collapse, then there is no problem. I'm saying, appreciating, write this. That is the part of your contemplation. Write in the same format. But after writing, then you also reflect what you should have done in that situation. So that is also a part of your contemplation. Now you are contemplating, reflecting. That is the internal satsang. And gradually, within weeks, it will settle into your mind. And then your mind is ready to respond according to these four stages, and you are done. First time you will recognize that you have become a seeker. Here is a nausea, here is a tiredness, here is anxiety, here is evening sickness. It is different from me. I am a human being. I recognize it. Oh, let me Om Shanti. So sometime you pick up any step. Oh, let me check the breath. Breath is going in and out. Now I can see. On the breath I drop Om Shanti, Om Shanti. And you come out with peace. It may take a minute, it may take few minutes. Yes, I think yes, you have written. Felt anxious about examination and tag game and constipation. Did meditation intermittently throughout the day. Thoughts came and went. You did it right. Intermittent worries about school and studying. Transient anxiety and fatigue related to study. Anxiety related to study. Yes, 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 yes. Let us see in a different format. I am a human being. I can choose peace over anxiety in every wave. Examination, tag, or constipation. These are the thoughts of examination, fear, tag, fear, constipation, fear. As a human, I can choose and how to relate to them. Whenever we have challenges, our human mind, human intellect should think in this way. Study, examination, worry. This is a worry wave about studying and concentration, not my identity. My identity is always in peace. Let me return to the peace and start studying. It is the thought of worry and anxiety, and I'm separate from it. Then pick up 5 minutes of any practice. See what happens. So chances that you will find the mental maturity, that is the second step. Not letting deluded mind run away with the stories. That is mental maturity. Discerning intellect takes over. Now see, pay attention. When anxiety about examination, tag, constipation appears, default mind is projecting the worst case. And I enjoy the worst case. Why you should enjoy the worst case? Why? It is a thought. Matured mind says, what can I do now? Study a bit, take wise health action, then rest. Mature choice, plan one task at a time, short break, practice. So we have added the fourth step also. My real goal is recognizing peace and the happiness with and in times of anxiety, in times of constipation, in times of examination, fear. My real goal is recognizing. I'm not saying creating, producing, not manufacturing a perfect examination or a perfect body. Can you manufacture perfect examination? And we are unnecessarily worried. Every time examination, study, constipation, tag, anxiety comes, let me use this as a practice to see that anxiety is a thought and I am the witness, I am the observer. Then only you have recognized, then only you are following then only you can become a seeker. I told you one example of this guy, Buddha, 6 years. You already did this with the tag game. You did this with the tag game. Now copy paste the same attitude across all these days. Copy and paste in your mind. This anxiety is a lesson for awareness training. You see, this is what we need to do it. And then we come to the fourth point. I'm committed to a discipline. Did I practice discipline? Did I practice Mangalacharan? Yes, I did. Do I remember? Yes. The moment you start remembering, all your problems are gone. Whether it's a Mangalacharan or the first 3 steps, place, position, posture, you are shifting the mind that lives in anxiety to the body, to experience and to move to the observer. Now the main thing comes. I should use a phrase for your generation. You stop letting the false I bully you. Stop letting the false I or deluded mind bully you. Remember the one who cannot be touched. Your peace and happiness cannot be touched. It's your real nature. Are you still in with the tag of constipation? Still you feeling, still you have those thoughts repeated in anxiety? No, at this time it means they are temporary. Stop letting the false I, you can say, one synonym is deluded mind, bully you. Before anyone bullies you, you bully yourself. The anxious, frustrated me that panics over quizzes, text, what else? Text game, side effects. It is a false I. A bundle of thoughts and sensations and stories that can be bullied again and again. Did anyone bully you from outside. You bullied yourself because of lack of awareness, because not choosing that I am a human being. The real self is the quiet witness that watched every wave throughout this week and never once got sick, tagged, or criticized. That is already present within me. I told you before also. This, it's a more absorbing session today. The human birth is like being handed a top tier device, the discerning intellect, with no manual. Because manual is not there, Eastern wisdom teaches that manual to use this. Eastern wisdom is the operating guide that says you are not the phone. You are the user of the phone. You are not the body mind. You are not the quiz. You are not the anxious. You are the user of it. Stop letting these apps terrorize you. So when you understand this, it reveals how default mind turns imagined future pain or pleasure into a constant bullying and how discernment reclaims the reins. Discernment present in the mind, it can reclaim the reins. Why? As long as frustration, tiredness, and nervousness search for peace in objects, grades, bodies, and replies, you stay in the bully's school. Yeah. When I experience I'm anxious, I'm anxiety, I am frustrated, I have a fear, uh, my mind is constantly bullying me. What should I do? By basics. Human appreciation, mental maturity, spiritual yearning, discipline. Where? When? When it is required. Where? In exact places you wrote. In lectures, in quizzes, in text replies, tag game, constipation, studying fatigue, each is a live laboratory for you to change it. You did it in 2 cases. Let me do it again. That is the meaning. You are not the wave that rises in you, you are the depth that holds them all. Understanding that stop letting the false I, default mind, deluded mind, crazy mind, immature mind, different words, bully you. Remember the one who can't be touched. 8 basics the bully mind hopes. Bully mind hopes. We never practice. You have to do it. Precious human birth. You got the rare. We are human. I can recognize among countless species and lifetimes pure instinct. Now, we have already done those 8 steps. I'm not going there. When you stop being the storm, become the one who sees the storm. Pay attention to this. I was teaching, one guy was asking me, I have a lot of fears. I said, fear of what? Fear of someone hurt me. I said, write it down. Fear of someone will hurt me. Fear of someone will hurt me. I said, who is this me? And where is this me located? Or this is also a thought located in me. So, me is located in the mind as I thought. Second thought is also located in the mind. Someone will hurt me. Right? Did you understand? Fear. I'm explaining the fear. Now this me become very small and someone will hurt me becomes very big. And this big is devouring the small me. That is why I am in fear. Both belongs to my same mind. I am separate and different from both. Why? Because I'm aware of both. I'm an observer. You understand that? I am scared of a snake. Oh, snake is, I'm scared, I'm scared of a snake. I am. That I am has a fear of a snake, right? That is one I. And then the snake. So the idea and the thought of the snake becomes very big and it devours. Both are the thoughts. I am separate from the thought. I am aware that I am scared of the snake. I am aware that this me is scared. Both are the thoughts. I am separate and different. Observer and observed principle. I simply applied to him the observer and observed principle. He said, this is wonderful. He said, this opened my eyes. I said, no, you're not physical eyes. This opened your eyes of the mind. That is cognitive understanding. A fragile false I that takes every quiz, tracks delay bodily symptoms as a personal attack. One slow reply and the mind writes a whole breakup story before they even check their phone. What is diagnosis? Imagine pleasure and pain. I imagine the fear, pleasure or pain. Eastern wisdom calls it attraction and repulsion to imagined objects that I will take up in a different session that is very deeper, and I will focus on what focus is stop letting the false I bully you. I hope you will remember the moment you have an anxiety, duality, conflict. Oh, false I is bullying me? Observer. Continue to observe. Your deluded mind do not dare to bring in the secondary thoughts. You have broken up. May there be peace for all. You remember, happiness is your essential nature, which cannot be damaged and destroyed in any cost. And you will find these bullying thoughts dissolve. Normally, people ask, what should I do when I have a lot of repeated anxiety, chronic anxiety? We did everything clear. We did everything clearly. We understood it intellectually. It's a question of application. Application, self-awareness is the beginning. The aware method of the practice or the poise method, the presence, I notice. Thoughts are going in me and not. Oh, nervous thoughts are passing on. Very good. Thank you, mind. You are making me aware, and I know how to deal with you. Instead, you know, I have anxiety. What should I do? I feel fatigue. What should I do? And then the mind takes over you. And that is what is known as one layer of ignorance. That is why we say move from ignorance to wisdom.